and it's interesting to see the contrast from then to now. I distinctly recall when I first signed up, I think I had sort of searched on Amazon for books on social anxiety. Aziz's book came up, and I got it, and I was like, wow, I'm finally understood. Like, this is not such a scary thing. I'm not the only one. I'm not abnormal or anything like that. It was like really understood. And then I signed up for the event, and then I was hanging out in the lobby in a different hotel, and I was like, should I go up? Should I get in the elevator, or should I just like walk out and go back to my other hotel, which is a different room? And I nervously came up, and then some people seemed to know each other. I didn't know anyone, and I was just like, I was borderline shaking, at that point. So I was definitely nervous. But I went through it, and the event was amazing. And then I signed up for Mastermind, after a few events, or maybe that event. And then to now, I mean, for me now, it's more about, one is like keeping on track and a bit of a refresher on confidence and the skills and really being open and interacting with people. But for me now, it's really about optimizing to live my best life. I can really say that I absolutely upgraded my personality in my life. I mean, it took my own work to get there, but it's about getting these skills and lessons and repetition, practice, action to actually develop it. And I really think that it shows up in so many ways. It shows up in my personal life, shows up in conversations with family. It shows up when I'm talking to my dad or my mum about things where you bring up some stuff in the past that might have been difficult. It shows up at work where I'm outspoken, professional, but direct, and take risks that maybe I wouldn't have taken. And I think day to day, it's more about self-belief and comfort in myself. Doesn't mean I'm not uncomfortable sometimes. I'm anxious sometimes, but it's more of an inner core that really is much stronger. So there's the comparison sometimes, like, oh, we're like building the muscle. Yeah, you know what? My inner core is very strong, and that's a self-belief which is kind of unshakable right now. But I still love coming back here and love being reminded of all the things that got me to the place that I am. Frankly speaking, there was a relationship that was probably that I had gone on a little bit long, that I ended, and that was the right move, because I then had the confidence that, I can create a great relationship. I don't need to stay in the one I'm in just because it's safe and easy and snug. I was willing to do that. From a work perspective, I'm sort of second in command right now at work, and there's definitely stuff that I did separately, but also the confidence and the some of it in a way is working on one's sort of emotional acuity and maturity. That's a subtle skill, but it does pay off at work. And then, I think that the family stuff, particularly talking to my dad about things where I've had conversations that I would never have otherwise had, and that's brought me closer to him, and that's very important as well. So those are some specific things that are that I've done the last 3 years, and through the confidence program has really got me to the place of being able to do that. So this is what I did. I looked at what was being offered. I looked at the sort of what value I ascribed to each component of what was being offered, came up with a number in my head, because I'm quite sort of analytical, and for me, numbers and just analysis, that's where I feel safe. There's always some leap of faith, which is, if I do it, will it be worth it? I can certainly say, looking back, absolutely, no doubt about it. But yeah, there's always an element of fear, because if I do this and it doesn't work out, then I'm really broken or really, really fucked. So I think for me, it was almost like the emotional risk was harder than the financial risk. I've made some good and bad financial decisions in the past. This is one which is, once I decided to invest, didn't look back and didn't regret it for a second, because it was all upside from there.
you.